Take a look at this story we got here from timcast.com. This is from yesterday. Kenosha School District switches to remote learning to protect students and staff. They say, while we have not been advised of any existing imminent danger, we feel this is the best course of action to protect our students and staff during an uncertain time. We will continue to work closely with law enforcement to receive support as needed in the days and weeks ahead. Hundreds of Wisconsin National Guard troops are on the ground should any rioting, looting, or general violence occur. I saw someone on my Facebook who's a pretty far lefty tweet not our story version of it, but like just a card saying Kenosha is going remote learning out of fears of riots, and I just responded with terrorism. And this actually, it worked.
Has there been any reports?
Well, so the person responded with something about how they feel that the left is terrorizing children and schools and families. And my point was like, I'm not going to sit here and get into a big long argument about it, but when your schools are shut down because of left-wing rioters, terrorism.
Politically motivated.
So, well, it's literally terrorism.
Yeah.
What the Black Lives Matter protesters were doing, and what people need to understand is they're like, oh, but the people outside the courthouse are being peaceful. It's like, yo, if there's like a mob, like a mafia, and the mafia goes, and you know they kill people, and they do it frequently. When the mafia shows up to your business making demands, those aren't idle threats. You don't say, hey, well, these mafia guys are being peaceful, so they don't mean anything by it. No, you're scared. You're like, this group is known to be violent. So when you have outside the courthouse Black Lives Matter, so protesters, and again, with respect to them sharing pizza with everybody, I think it's good to come together. But regardless, when you see those protesters, and then you remember what those protesters, not the same people, but similar people, and many of the same people, were doing in Kenosha, bashing the man over the head, burning down buildings. Just because they're being peaceful here doesn't mean it's not still creating that sense of fear and terrorizing people.
It feels cyclical. So you have riot, shooting, trial, verdict. Riot, shooting, trial, verdict. It's like the human centipede with AR-15s.
Isn't that crazy that Jacob Blake situation resulted in riots, which resulted in Kyle Rittenhouse being down there, and then this whole circumstance.
Precisely.
And now
it's
there's
all encouraged by
more.
the state.
So
Pushed by the state.
Has there been any reports coming out of Kenosha about what's happened on the ground? And we know you said it was quite cold. That's one of the things that may kill off the fair weather rioters. But has there been any reports about that?
I haven't seen anything yet.
Yep.
I'm sure there's something happening. We do have reports coming out of Chicago of protests. But granted, it's cold, especially in Chicago. Chicago's very close to Kenosha, though. I think it's only like 60 miles or maybe like 70 miles. So fairly close.
I mean, Jussie Smollett faced the cold, right?
Yeah, he survived it.
Yeah, 2 in the morning in a non-residential district.
Right. These people are weak.
Now, look, I had a viral tweet recently where I said, remember when you were wrong about Russiagate? Remember when you were wrong about Covington? Remember when you were wrong about Kenosha? Remember when you were wrong about Jussie Smollett? Believing the corporate press is the definition of insanity.
Yeah.
Now, the definition of insanity is not the colloquial internet version, but the internet version is sticking your hand, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result.
Yeah.
So that's like you keep putting your hand in the fire and going, ow, this time it'll be different. Ow, this time it'll be different.